Miracles are seen in light. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. These reviews are kind of exciting. It's always exciting in every part that we get into these reviews. And it's interesting because as it gives you on the hour and on the half hour, is just reviewing the lessons. Now, of course, it is about making sure that you just have an opportunity and take it and wanting to take it. It's not about necessarily about routine. Of course, I set an alarm for myself or even like a calendar thing to make it sure it's coming off and I could just snooze it, kind of a deal. But to make sure that you are wanting to do this is what it's all about. Now, of course, in your first time around, especially for me, the reviews were kind of a relief, somewhat of a vacation from the lessons that I've been doing. And so, in any case, in any way you're doing it, how you're taking it is going to be helpful. As long as you're pushing yourself a little bit. Push yourself a little bit. We always want to just kind of push ourselves a little bit more. So if you miss a time, don't stress about it. Again, it's not too serious about it. As long as you're doing it in the morning and in the evening, and what it's talking about, those are the most important times. Everything else in between is kind of voluntary. But if you really are serious about this, that's where you show it. Okay? So you show it by doing it all throughout the day. But not required. All right? So it's a pretty interesting thing as we get back into this. Miracles are seen in light, and the light and strength are one. I mean, this is so interesting because to say even as darkness is, or my weakness is the dark, his gift dispels by giving me his strength to take its place. I mean, as much as we can talk about this and we can kind of make sense out of it having to do with the world structure, it's more than that. And even, like, to me, I can feel it all available, but I rarely call upon it. Because as much as life is kind of peaceful and life has its little bit stresses or whatever, but they're never serious enough to actually call upon the name of God, call upon the power of God for these things. So in this sense, it is and can be absolutely profound, life-changing, and quite literally mountain moving, but in this experience of recognizing that if it's just about peace today, that's enough. If it's just about being a little bit stronger or overcoming this pain or whatever it might be to you, that is enough. I mean, even the slightest little miracles are not absolutely mind-blowing, but they are enough. They are what you need. Now, if things get pretty crazy around here and war starts breaking out or different chaos, different things happening, accidents that occur, and you find yourself in a troubling situation, very troubling, that's when you start to recognize, wow, this is a point in which I can call upon. Now, you're not going to necessarily have this much time to think about it, so you're kind of training for this time when you then take the opportunity and know what it's about, know what it's for, to take the strength, that light and strength of God, to do anything and everything you want. You have to actually find it meaningful and reason to do it. It's not just that you want to. Yes, of course you want to. Well, you always want to. I mean, you want to do miracles all the time. I mean, you're just crazy like that. But in the sense of you actually have to find and feel an absolute reason for it. So that's why in this way, when we're coming to awakening, people talk about the world collapsing around them. And this is because you're actually finding reason. You're breaking down your world, finding reason to awaken. And it's a pretty phenomenal thing as you get into it, but it is definitely nonchalant miracles until then. But you can always perceive the transparent, illuminated reality. Yes. I cannot see in darkness. I can only see in light. Let the light of holiness and truth light up my mind. Always bringing up innocence, and this is something about what this is as light, and I feel that it goes hand in hand with the actual seeing, is that when you see light to whatever degree, you also see innocence. Innocence is what light's about. We're not talking about children. We're not talking about just because you're a virgin. No, we're not talking about sexual activities innocence. We're talking about absolute purity in what you're doing, like honesty, like truth through you is innocence. It's not tainted in any sort of way. It's not trying to be something it's not. It's just simply what it is. So you being innocence is being what you are. Whatever that is, you don't have to worry about what that is. You're too innocent to know if you're right.